Hello and welcome back to Packs and Recreation, a channel with a name that's either very original and funny or not original at all, and you don't get the joke. But well, we open packs or unbox other things. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with my life, and we have fun, so it counts as recreation, right? So we already opened a couple of pre-release packs for Phyrexia. I really like Phyrexia as it was, Phyrexia All Will Be One, because I don't like Phyrexia as a place. It seems very awful unless you join the machines. And now I am going to open a set booster for Phyrexia. But before that, a little PSA. If you are like me, and I actually realized that I never ended up touching this topic on the last video to the end. I kind of got distracted midwise, I think because of a card or something. But if you're like me and you were raised one pack at a time, and a booster box is kind of a wet dream until you get older and stop loving your money, because yes, buy singles. That's the best strategy if you actually want a card instead of trying to gamble it in boosters. Maybe you don't realize the differences, so I think that maybe it's a good point to start. So a set booster. Nowadays, Magic has a lot of types of boosters, which back in the day, when I was younger, it wasn't the case. We just had boosters and maybe draft boosters. Now there are a lot of booster types. You have set boosters, draft boosters, collector's boosters, and jumpstart boosters. And well, you had theme boosters for a while, but I think that died. So Jumpstart boosters are the only one that I didn't bought because they don't feel right. I like Jumpstart and Jumpstart 2022, which we may open a couple of boxes of those because I like them a lot. But the set themed booster boxes, I don't feel they are very good, mostly because they only have like 5 varieties. So if you open a box, you're actually going to end up with a lot of repetition, even though yes, you have like 5 varieties with 2 variations each, so 10, but still you can crack them all open in a box and still have a lot of repeats. So not great, but the others are kind of, good for different purposes. So this is a set booster box. This is the default. It says guaranteed foil and art card. Depending on the set, they have different things to lure you up. This is the one for Phyrexia. This is one that we're going to open. I just want to point something very interesting. If you're like me and you find these things funny, this is the draft box for Phyrexia. And you can tell it's a lot bigger. And there's a reason for that. This one has, and let me check before I... this has 30 Phyrexian, it has 30 boosters, and this one has 36, if I recall correctly. Yep, so 36, and each draft booster has 15 cards. The set ones have 12, so that's the difference. Obviously, you have more value here than here, technically. Although, if you want to play sealed, these are the ones that you want. And you have Atraxa here, the Auntie of Machines, and you have the Mommy of Machines on the set. If you really want to waste your money, you have a collector's booster box, which, for comparison, even though this costs like twice or even thrice, I know that's not a word, but bear with me, than this is a lot smaller, because this only has, and I will read it, it has 12 boosters with 16 cards each, so very small. We're going to open this later, not in this video, so stay tuned, like and subscribe. And nice art, but I will talk about this later, as well as the draft boosters. By the way, the draft box, I opened it for the lulz, because I was like, hey, I'm going to do a channel where I talk to myself and open packs for people to see. And I just realized that I don't have a knife, which is something that everyone has for this type of thing. So now I'm embarrassing myself. I may need to do a cut. So here, knife, Fan of Zelda, you can tell by the knife. So let's see. Let's try to open this. This doesn't have an edge. This is actually a letter opener. Very nice. I know you're not here for this, but whatever. When I'm going to show off this, right? If not in a video with like-minded people. So the draft ones are really to play with people. That's the whole point of this. Is draft is a sealed format. So opening them for the video is just for the fun, but it kind of destroys the purpose. Set boosters and collector boosters are more friendly for this thing. I really like, by the way, I know this is all cardboard and they do it to protect themselves and stuff, but I really like this whole, let me just adjust it a little bit so that you can, I like this, all my memories of going to a store or a game store, comics books shop or whatever, and having this thing here. And now they have this art card, to call it something, and I think this serves a purpose of maybe indicating that it was sealed or try to not let people see inside. I don't know, but I like it a lot. I know that when people are accustomed to opening 20 of these or 50 of these because they actually sell cards, they don't give a flying F, but I don't like it. And this is a very sad moment in this set, by the way, if you're not familiar with the story, because Jace went to help Vraska, and then he was like, no, we can help you. And every other Prince Walker was like, nope, she's already gone. And Nahiri even tried to kill her. And Jace was like, no, she's still there, and in the trying to ease her pain, he did an illusion of both of them, I think in Ravnica, if I recall correctly, having a better life. And all of a sudden, she stabs him from the back. Actually, stab is kind of a soft term. You can see that she actually went through his chest with that hand/scorpion tail thing while smiling. And she basically told him to, in his ear, welcome to Phyrexia or something like that, or all hail Phyrexia or something. So very sad. Our boy Jace just got axed like that. And on the other side, meet Elesh Norn. After dominating the other Phyrexian praetors in a struggle for power, Elesh Norn led the transformation of the plane of Mirrodin into a world of twisted perfection called New Phyrexia. Under her rule, she now envisions an entire multiverse blessed by the same mechanical corruption. Read the story at mtgstory.com. So, the mother of machines, the mummy. So, there is that, and here are the boosters. So, I'm going to take this out and start with the opening as we talk about random stuff. So, these boosters have mummy of machines in the art instead of Atraxa. Let's see what comes. If you never opened a set booster, you will see that they come with stuff that you either appreciate or you couldn't give less about it. Like these art cards, I like them a lot. I understand that for some people this is kind of whatever, but I like them a lot. You actually have this is more like a collector card thing, not a collector card game, but just collecting cards like we did for Marvel cards and stuff like that back in the day. And I have some hairs in here. If you have pets, you know that this is unavoidable, like Phyrexia. So you can see the name of the artist. I like these arts of the Twilights a lot. So I'm going to put the arts here, maybe. Planes, nice, the Phyrexian planes. And Forgehammer Centurion. The way they put it like this, there is a story for this, because as you can see, there was a cardboard, so basically like the art, then the land, and then we start going. And the good card is somewhere in here, right? Spoilers, is a rare. And they have two more pieces of paper, normally like a foil in this case or something else. Like there's a guaranteed foil, so there's always a foil in the back and a token or something. So it's 2 and 2 to try to put as much as possible between you and the rare card, so that it's difficult for you to actually pick there and see what's up. So adaptive, Spore Singer, Rostvine Cultivator, Axiom Engraver, nice. Ambulatory Edifice, or Edifice. Nice question. Good question. I don't know. Veil of Assimilation, love it. Plated Onslaught, which, I mean, all the mines and stuff. Infested Flesh Cutter, which, I mean, look at that. Equipment. Creature gets +2/+0 whenever an equipped creature attacks. Create 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Mind artifact creature token with Toxic 1, and this creature can block. Players deal combat damage by it, get a poison counter. Equip 2/1. The Sinew Dancer. I love the art. It's very like imposing, even though the card is kind of normal, but the art is amazing. Seachrome Coast, which let's put the lands here, I guess. Oh no, sorry, lands are there. And Meldweb Curator. Sorry, this is a rare card, and I kind of went over it like, yeah, whatever. It's a land. It's a tap land, a dual land. Meldweb Curator. Very like normal blue card, and tokens. So tokens, I guess, here in a good position. So ironically, or funny enough, not any black cards in this. Oh, sorry, wait. Actually, this is a black card. It's not an artifact. I mean, it's an artifact, but it's also a black artifact, so it goes with black. My OCD says it has to be that way, so it has to be that way. Oh, nice. See, this is the thing. I know, I know that most like YouTubers get excited about the cool card at the end, and I'm just like, man, artwork, yeah, boy. I don't know. I mean, it's cardboard at the end, right? But I mean, I love these arts. Like, look at this, and this is like the mangaka collaboration. So with Tanabe Go, like for Nisa, this is great, man. Look at this. I mean, this works as a consolation prize for me, kind of, because it's like, well, if you can get the actual card, at least you have something to separate your cards in the future. A Mountain Sinew Dancer, see, like the actual art is cool, but I mean, this is like badass. But this is a good thing that I said in the last video. Like, I love this. They see themselves as like these beautiful things, right? Like amazing things, like all beautiful or perfect. But everyone sees them as these like horrors. So I love it. And they actually have different descriptions. So he spreads word of the argent etchings to a captive audience. And here says, to resist the embrace of the flesh singularity is to reject unconditional acceptance. So the description in this one is more aggressive. I love it. I love those details. And I know that these people put a lot of work into it, and some people just don't realize it or don't care. Hex Gold Slash. Love it. Hex Gold is like the last hope. It's like the lightsaber of the resistance. Actually, a lot of Formyrrodin things. Annex Sentry, which I love it. White. It's kind of cheating because the designs are white and red, but yeah, most red cards are basically the good guys, right? So Distorted Curiosity. Jace is already like gone. I mean, at this point, Free Will was an illusion so perfect it fooled even me. I know better now. It's like, well, bye, Jace. I love you, I guess. Nahiri's Sacrifice. And this is after they try to. So, long story short, they try to save Vraska, and Jace is like, no, and she's gone, and he just stays with her and tries to like give her some peace of mind, and then ends converted, as we saw on the card, on the big card. And Nahiri, she's already poisoned. She has an injury in the back of her head, I think, and she knows, and she hears like, no, you're wrong, I will keep them. Like, Nahiri is very badass. I don't like her much because of Innistrad, but Quicksilver Fisher, like, this card is amazing. It looks like a blue eyes white dragon. The design, the card itself is okay, but you know. Oh, Mondrak Glory Dominos, nice. Dominos, Dominos, I guess, because Dominos is the pizza. But legendary creature Phyrexian Horror. If one or more tokens will be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. So this is great for proliferate, sorry. She's like mad crazy. and for oil counters and for poison counters. So yikes. And you can pay 2 white or 2 life per instead of paying each white, and 1 colorless, and sacrifice 2 other artifacts and or creatures, and you put an indestructible counter on Mondrak Glory Dominus. For 2 and 2 white is great. And I mean, I like it. I like the art. And actually, one thing that you can see, I will grab it in a second. The Bone Picker Scourge. Typical that it's like, oh, the art is so amazing. In full is great. The card is whatever, but it's like normal card. That's like, it's not going to blow your world or anything. But like, look at this. It's amazing. It's great. And the foil treatment is also up to standards with this art. And a poison counter, which is always a good thing to have. Can I move this here? So, yes. So one thing that I want to point about this art, sorry, I was talking for art in cards, not so much like actual art in museums. Like they go in, they go out. At least that's how I am understanding it. Like, I love it. And first time I saw this card, I thought this was an infrastructure, but it's like, no, it's a creature. So I don't know. You can already tell by now I'm a sucker for this. So, second booster. Let's play the booster box game. Is this going to be worth it? I don't know. Let's see then the price of the Mondrak Glory Dominus. I think is kind of a valuable quotations card. Nice. This is called Sky Hunter Strike Force. And yep, 4 Mirrodin. A mountain. What is Helm? Again. Volshock Splitter. That's the thing. When you open like 1 booster only, because you can only get 1 and stuff like that, you're like, oh my god, I got this card, and you treasure them all. Like, the problem is that you open 2 or 3 in a row and you start to see the patterns, and you're like, oh, this card again, oh, this card again. Which again, it just really shows that this is a gambling, right? This is a roulette. Where can I put the multicolored? Here, maybe? Well, the light is not very good here. I am still working on that. So maybe like this, maybe? Is there a way that I can compensate for it? Work in progress, guys. The setup is not final. Maybe like this? No, it's actually my hand that is saving it. Well, I mean, I guess that since this is for the sake of cards, these ones can be sacrificed a little bit and prioritize multicolor. Maybe like this. Let me just, because of the magic of lightning, I see them in a different way that the camera actually gets them, but whatever. Apostle of Invasion. Nice. I never seen this card so far. Nice. And it's not the greatest white card, but nice. Rostvine Cultivator. Nice with the alternative art. Miran's Safe House. Ooh. As long as Miran's Safe House is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all land cards in all graveyards. Sorry, what? Okay. Melira helped me design it. Those who are infected by the oil cannot cross the threshold. We should be safe inside. Cough. Nice. I did not know that this... Oh, nice. I haven't seen it and I got it twice and once in foil. Great. Actually, very nice. So artifact goes with artifacts while I was here, and join the community, poison counter, which is a mechanic that you either love or hate. So I don't know. Recently I got back to, oh nice, this is the, how's his name? Kaito, Dancing Shadow. Very nice. I don't, like, the art is good, but oh nice, foil. Ooh, yeah baby. I love these lands. Even though they are not like very magic-like, but love it. There are a couple of planeswalkers like him that they don't feel very special. The art and like even the abilities, I feel like, he's a planeswalker, he's a dude. Maybe I'm biased because we all know all the planeswalkers that everyone knows, like Nissa, Jace, Chandra, etc. Sorin, who is simultaneously the best one and the worst one. Bladed Ambassador, nice. And Bladed Ambassador. But I love this. the randomness. Love the art. I have my doubts which one I prefer. Let's see. Oh, Rock Hex Gold Nabber. Legendary creature, Goblin Rebel. Trample Haste. Whenever an equipped creature you control other than Rock Hex Gold Nabber attacks or dies, you may attach all equipment attached to the creature to Rock. Oh, okay, nice. Never get between a Goblin and the closest shiny object. That's true. And another rare, which is Phyrexia Arena, which is the very sad moment when our boy got betrayed. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. For a bittersweet moment, Jace believed he could still save his love. A moment was all Vraska needed. For the glory of Phyrexia, she whispered. Yeah, that was the phrase. For the glory of Phyrexia. So, like, also, I think, like, the art is amazing. Like, kudos to Martina Fakova, I think it's pronounced. I'm not 100% sure. Because the whole story is in this frame. Like, Jace is like, his hands are like, what? Like, you know, like, how could, like, his hands are like, more like this, his face is like disappointment, more like, you know, and she's smiling, like she's completely gone. I mean, if you ever had a loved one, yeah, this hurts. So Tyvar's Stand, which is also related, and, you know, everyone's favorite planeswalker there, T-Bolt, and Magic Missile. I figure I need to explain this, I guess, because this caught me by surprise. Turns out that in the set boosters, you can get a card from the list. And the list is a list of cards that Wizards puts on the side. It's like, oh, you can get one of these cards with an X% chance, and they are from other sets. I don't recognize this set icon because, as I said, I haven't been in Magic for a while. So this is not necessarily Phyrexia, and it's not actually. So Magic Missile, which is nice. I'm going to put this here, which I don't have more space, but it's not like a super worthy card or anything. It's just, it's not Phyrexia. It's a cool thing to have, I guess. I prefer that to a token. I guess everyone does, but, or not. Maybe some people are like, oh, it breaks immersion. Oh, Godzilla. What card is this one? Capricious Hellraiser, Kekai Kotaki. Nice, Japanese style, I guess. Very nice. Island, which are very beautiful on this set. Maze's Skull Bomb, nice for an artifact. Maze's Mantle. Branch Blight Stalker. Swoop and Lookout. And basically what I'm trying to say is that in this set, you can tell that this is a very aggressive set, which I also like because of the poison counters. And, you know, if you get 10 poison hits, alternative art, very nice. And Goliath Hatchery, which is a rare in this booster. When Goliath Hatchery enters the battlefield, create 2 3/3 green Phyrexian beast creatures with Toxic 1. And it also has corrupted effect. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, which is what corrupted normally means, choose a creature you control. Then draw cards equal to its total toxic value. Oh, okay. And another rare. Nice. Unctus Grand Metatect. I haven't seen this card until now. I don't spoil myself, so... I mean, I spoil myself, as you can see, but I don't spoil, like, the cards. So, legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian Vedalken. Other blue creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1, and if you pay 1 blue or 2 life, at the end of turn, target creature you control becomes a blue artifact in addition to its other colors and types, activate only as a sorcery. Nice. And for some reason, the camera moved, so I need to fix it. And a prosthetic injector in foil, which is like super nice. This card is very nice to the eye. In terms of gameplay, I liked it a lot, but I play with it in the pre-release only. So, hey, wait, what's this? Like, token? Nice. Rebel? And I never seen this before. So, Magic minigame, Booster Blitz. 2 players, 2 packs. Beat your opponent in a series of Magic games using only the cards in a single pack. okay. But it's like 5 life and you pick a, interesting. Curious, never seen this. I want to put this on the side. Maybe that's like a normal thing that the cool kids do nowadays. I don't know. I need to read that into detail. Let's go with the opening boosters. We have Phyrexian Goblin, art, nice art. Ria Ivor, Bane of Bladehold, Andreas Zafiratos, sorry. Nice. The art in this set is just amazing. Land, Draw Speed, Skull Bump, artifacts here. And the whole thing with this set is, as I was saying, like, it's very aggressive. Like the fact that you have poison counters and you have to be like with 10 you're dead, and it turns you a lot more aggressive, and it makes you a lot more defensive. Like in a normal game of Magic, maybe you can just take some damage and be like, yeah, we'll take it, and because the only point that matters is the last one, right? So Solfim, I think it's Solfim. Mayhem Dominus, another Dominus. Legendary creature, Phyrexian Horror. If a source you control will deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals double that damage to the player or permanent instead. And if you pay 1 colorless and 2 red, or you can pay 2 life instead of red, discard 2 cards, put an indestructible counter on Solfim. So all the Dominos are very similar mechanically. Ish, you get the point. Gulping Scrap Trap. Very nice. Look at this. I know I'm gushing over a freaking common, but sometimes the beauty of life, right, is in simple things. And just because you have to cover yourself against the poison counters, that changes the game for a lot of people. A lot of people just prefer to just, defend with their face, and that's okay. Nice foil. But let's see, what's this? Atraxas Skitterfang. So it's the pet. It's Atraxas' pet. Nice. Good art. Foil. Leonine. So at the same time, I've been looking into this. I got back into Magic because of a friend, a very dear friend of mine. He was like, hey, let's play some Magic. And I don't have a lot of Magic cards, you could say. And we were about to play, and he was like, hey, let's play Commander. I prefer Commander, he said. And I was like, whatever you tell me, bro. Like, I go for everything. Oh, Soulblade Scamp, nice. And also Blade Belly Rat, in the Phyrexian art. Love it. And we played, Norn's Wellspring. Interesting. Whenever a creature you control dies, scry 1 and put another counter on Norn's Wellspring. If you remove 2 L counters and pay 1 and tap it, you can draw a card. Oh, okay. It was more the impact of being like a Norn thing that actually... Oh, Resistance Reunited, when Elspeth reunites with Goth. Nice. This is a very important moment in the story. See, another card from another set. Again, my sets are very rusty, so I don't remember which set is everything, but a mythic, Scion of Draco. Domain, this spell. So it's funny when you have like different mechanics that are not in the set, you're like, okay, what's up? Each creature you control has vigilance. Nice. 12. I never seen this card. But this spell costs 2 lives to cast for each basic land type among lands you control. Okay, so you can cut a little bit, but still. I guess the power is because of the effect. Each creature you control has vigilance if it's white, hexproof if it's blue, lifelink if it's black, first strike if it's red, and trample if it's green. Sad that it's not a legendary creature, otherwise it will be a great commander, I guess. I'm not like a pro or anything. That's my bet. And my friend told me, like, hey, let's play let's play some Magic. And I told him like I would love to, but I am out of the cycle. Like I don't have any standard cards. Last time I was in the rodeo, it was when Shadows of Innistrad. Hey, Mummy of Machines. Nice. I love this art. It's just beautiful. And the whole video that they did for this. I mean, I turned it the other side just so you can see the name, like Martina Fakova. I don't know. It's number 2. Which one is number 1? If Elish Norn is number 2. I don't know. I love it. And I told him like, sure, let's play. And he said, let's play Commander. The problem is, when I started playing Commander, like back in my day, even though Commander is a very old format and it's called technically Elder Dragon Highlander because of the Elder Dragons, and like we get the point. If you don't get the point, I can explain that in another video, like story time. Nice. Nice the art. Like it's not like the best card in the world. I told him like, well, I don't. Southern Singer. Interesting. I am kind of rusty and I only have one Commander deck, which I don't remember the name of the deck, but if you play Commander, you know the deck. It's basically a 4-color Commander deck from 2016, I think, that the commanders are 2 dudes from damn, what's the name? Oh, noise. Miglos Maze Crusher. I mean, I say nice because the whole card, I don't know if this card is good or even worth anything. Miglos Maze Crusher enters the battlefield with 5 all counters on it. You pay 1 and remove another counter. It gains Vigilance and Menace until the end of turn. You pay 2 and remove 2 all counters. It gains +2/+2. And if you pay 3 and remove 3 all counters, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Nice. I mean, it's not the best card in the world, but nice. And another rare, which is the Conduit of Worlds. You may play lands from your graveyard. Okay. Tap it, choose target non-land permanent in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you can't cast an additional spell this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. I am not an expert in Magic, but this seems very nice. Obviously, someone that really understands about Magic is likely in the comments being like, yeah, that card is actually not that good because of Y and Z, but of Malcator, or Malcator, I don't know where the accent is in that one. Nice. So I played the Commander deck from 2016 that is basically 2 dudes from, man, I forgot the name of the set, Theros. I don't remember the name of the card, but yeah, everyone that plays Commander knows what deck I'm talking about. It's like 4 colors, not black. It's every color except black. Oh, nice. This is the Vindicator, right? Yeah, Phyrexia Vindicator. Very nice. This card is apparently good. The pros say, and I don't know. Island, I love it. And the problem with that deck is that I bought it because even though technically Innistrad is my favorite plane. Oh, sorry, this is supposed to not be here. It's supposed to be with the non-Phyrexian cards. Even though Innistrad is my favorite set, Theros hits hard because I love Greek mythology. So that's, and it's basically a repurposing of Greek mythology. And the Theros Beyond That set, man, with the constellations. And like, I wasn't playing Magic back then, and that pulled me hard. I was like, man, I need this because, oh, nice. Because, I mean, constellations and like sagas, and even the lands were like the stars, like, the nebula thing, like, poof. But it wasn't a place in my life where I couldn't like join back Magic because of that. And it pains me because I love those cards. I need to buy them, I guess. Urabrask's Anointer. Oh, nice. You were so eager to spy on my work, I assume you will appreciate a hands-on demonstration. Nice. And I played with that deck. The problem with that, the commander deck from 2016 is that it's a pacifist deck. It's made for multiplayer, so it's a typical deck that is always focused towards, oh, you play, you do your thing, but don't let me bother you, kind of. And it's full of cards of like, don't attack me, I am not here, I don't exist, like nothing is happening here, and just blocking cards. And it has only like 5 aggressive cards, and 2 of them are copy cards that copy other things in the board. So it's not a very aggressive deck, and it's obviously geared towards multiplayer. And we were playing 1v1, which some people argue that is not really Commander, but bear with me. So we played a couple of games, and he really hates that deck because he says that the deck doesn't let him play, which, I mean, he has a point. Is the whole point of the deck. It's like, I'm minding my own business, so you guys just kill each other. I'm here just doing minding my business and that kind of thing. So he really wasn't enjoying that, and he had like 5, 6 maybe commander decks, and he was like, you want to use one of mine? I was like, maybe, but it doesn't feel like very good. Also, he likes a style of play that doesn't represent me, which is milling. He likes milling a lot, and he plays black a lot, which is, he plays with the graveyard, and that's great when you like that, but I don't like. Oh, nice. Get Thane of Contracts. It doesn't really play to my interest, like not being able to play my cards, and which I get it. It's like the whole point. Like they mill you, then they use your graveyard and all that stuff. I will not rest until the truth of Phyrexia is inscribed across the multiverse. Very nice. And I get it. That's the whole point. Phyrexian Golem. Interesting. Token artifact creature. I get it. That's the whole point. It's like they mill you, or which mill? I mean, technically, mill is more of a blue strategy. So he has a lot of his decks were like either black with something or just black and blue. Which I know there is a word for that, like like Boros and stuff, but I can't remember it. Nice. This is Koth, right? Yeah, Koth, Fire of Resistance. Nice. But so I didn't enjoy his decks, and he didn't enjoy mine. So I was like, okay, let me get a deck. And I went the easy way and just bought a deck, which for some people, I actually bought a couple of them just to have variety. So for some people, that's not really Commander, and I get it. I saw a very good video that I need to find a link and put it here. That is from a very good Magic the Gathering YouTuber that is called Magic Has an Ugly Sweater Problem. Jesus, what a month of text. Is this a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Disclaimer, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So like that was actually my first card game. I remember that in that video, he says that, and he has a point, is that, long story short, because his video is a lot better, like you should check it. Oh, nice. Ogre Rebel. It seemed like a gorilla, but okay. He says that talking about gorillas, but this is an ogre. Weird. Maybe the Atlas thing is not adjusted, I guess. I don't know. In that video, he says, and he has a good point, that when you have a card game like Magic, and we all know that if you want to play actually like a competitive Magic, you need to. Hey, Orsa Saga, nice. I mean, well, sorry for interrupting again, but like, long story short, I don't know. This is like Masters, right? This set icon is from Modern Masters, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. Damn, I need to check. I'm the worst Magic the Gathering YouTuber. I mean, I just love this game. I don't have like encyclopedic knowledge. I saw a lot of people talking about this card, and I was like, man, this is nice. Because the only sagas that I played so far, because I just recently rejoined, are in Magic Arena. So I don't have, or Arena, sorry. I don't have any sagas.
So I'm like, wow. And everyone is like, oh, Urza Saga, Urza Saga, Urza Saga. And I was like, is that in the Brothers War? Or is that in like Dominaria Remastered or something? Apparently, no, it was in Modern Masters or something. And I was like, oh, it sure must be nice because this card is nice. So basically, it gives you one color less, and then in the first turn, in the second turns, it gains. You pay 2 and tap it, and you create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So again, for artifacts because Urza. And search your library in the third turn. It goes to search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And it stays like that. And you just have like effects. So nice, because all the ones that I'm used to from Arena, they transform into a creature or something. And this one is just like land. This is a land. Actually, it says it here, like enchantment land. So it's very difficult to remove. I mean, it's an enchantment, so you can remove it. But for a while, Wizards has refrained from putting land removal, and I looked into that a lot because I love the game design aspect and all that stuff. And there is a point. There is a great video from Mark Rosewater in the GDC where he addresses that, and not explicitly that, but he does address why. Oh, the Dominos, nice. See, like this art is amazing. And sometimes I like it, like they do this because in the cards sometimes the art is small, right? So like, I mean, if you really like the world building, the arts, I mean, this is a gift, and it's just a piece of cardboard, and most people just throw them away, I guess, because you can play with that. But some people collect Magic. Mark Rosewater said in that it's called like 20 principles, 20 years and 20 lessons from Magic or something like that. And he says that one thing that people want is that they want to play with their decks, which is precisely my point when I was talking about the games I did with my friend. He had a milling deck or milling decks, and anything that wasn't like milling was just like graveyard and stuff, so I couldn't play with my cards. He played with my cards. Ironically, he didn't like my deck either because my deck was not letting him play because it was just blocking him and giving me life and stuff like that. Mere convert, very nice. Oh, another guess, nice. By the way, I'm doing this video without checking the prices at all. So if some people are like, oh man, what is in pool? I don't know. I'm going to do it in post-production, maybe. But I like it from a gameplay perspective. I like this card a lot. And this one, I just wanted it because of the lore, and also because I saw it in the presentation video. Ezuri, Stalker of Spheres, legendary creature, Phyrexia of Warrior. When he enters the battlefield, you may pay 3. If you do, proliferate twice. Whenever you proliferate, draw a card. So, very green, very blue. Oh, my old friends, have you decided at last to stop clinging to the past and join me in the grand pursuit of perfection? So he's completely gone. I love the alternative version of this card because they use black and white, but they also use the colors of blue and green to give like the waves and stuff. I love it. So Mark Rosewater says that players want to play with their cards, and one of the reasons why R&D doesn't have as many land removals is because, let's be honest, when you play Magic, depending on your mindset, sometimes it sucks a lot when people like do a board wipe on you. Oh, nice! I love the sunsets and the black one and the logic behind them. Again, like if you haven't watched the Magic the Gathering presentation video, they explain the logic behind each sun. And I know it sounds like, oh, they're overthinking it, but I love the logic. Like what it went behind it to do it. And when someone board wipes you or something, you may get triggered like, oh man, but at the same time it's like, well, the other person played, and oh nice, I haven't seen this yet. Duelist of Deep Faith. She's killing, or that, or they, or something, is killing a mirror. Poor thing. But they board whap you, or they kill you, or they remove a card or a planeswalker that you pulled, and you're like, oh man, it sucks, but it's magic. But when they remove lands from your your side of the board, that gets to the bone, because it's like, without lands you can't do anything in Magic. That's the whole engine of the game, right? So that's why they're trying to avoid putting them. Dragon Wing Glider, which is a very nice card. They put it in the pre-release packs. Go check that one. And Ruthless Predation, nice. Just love the art, and the foiling effect is nice. A samurai. So that's why they refrain from it. So there's an enchantment land or it's a saga, so I guess you can remove it. So again, back to the original topic of the commander and all that stuff. If you buy a box like this is not a good idea for anything really, unless, oh nice, Nahiri in the manga style, love it. Nahiri the Unforgiving by Hiro Usuda. Nice, very nice. I mean, I know that for some people this doesn't look like Magic, and I have to agree. But as a person that played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And always wished that Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards were bigger and their art was more legible and not so much of a crazy epileptic attack sometimes, this is the fantasy, it's the best of both worlds. Phyrexia Atlas, which I love it. Vanish into Eternity, when Elspeth just gets annihilated by the Silex. Faced with a blast that would level not only new Phyrexia, but also a dozen innocent worlds. Elspeth consigned and herself to the nothingness in between. Man, what a tragic set. This has all the cards, get it? Cards. To be like, oh, Teferi went back in time and just fixed everything because this is a mess, guys. So when you are playing, when you have like, if you buy a box like this, it's great for this, like for opening stuff and be like, oh nice. By the way, Mirage Mockery, I haven't seen this one, kind of nice. But in a Planeswalker, nice, Koth, Fire of Resistance and double combo. Wait, this is a commander card. Yeah, this is a Phyrexia commander card. Talking about commander, and there you go. Nice. Choose one, create a token, a copy of target creature, create a token and entwine. Interesting. Should I put this with Phyrexia? I haven't noticed if I have any other Phyrexia. I mean, this is Phyrexia after all. I mean, but my triggers. And Koth, Fire of Resistance, and a Tainted Observer. Legendary Planeswalker. +2, search your library for a basic mountain and reveal it. Put it into your hand, then shuffle. -3, he enters with 4. -3, Koth deals damage to a target creature equal to the number of mountains you control. So, okay, kind of red ramp, nice. And -7, you get an emblem with whenever a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, this emblem deals 4 damage to any target. So yeah, ideally you should like bump him a couple of times, -7, keep bumping him. But you know, very nice. The Tainted Observer. Again, if you have a foil and you really want to preserve it when you open the pack, you should sleeve them immediately. I can't because of the gloves that I decided to wear because I have ugly hands, but that's what I will do normally. Also, the video is long enough because of me rambling. So, you know, like other people open like 5 of these boxes in the same amount of time. Sorry. This is a Dominus? Yeah, it's the one that I pulled actually. Sulfim Mayhem Dominus by Chris Cole. Nice. Look at this. Love it. Forest, and you buy a box like this and there's no point, in the sense that yes, it's funny for opening it and you have fun in the sense that it's like, yay, it's like gambling in a casino, but you can't build a deck with this, at least not a competitive one. If you want to participate in a pre-release, you buy a pre-release pack, and for a commander deck, this is also not good because you have a bunch of repeated cards, so you are not getting anything for this. A commander deck is nice and it's like the most popular format, mostly because it's like very user friendly in the sense that you have a pet, which is your commander. That's always good. Hey, all will be one. Nice. Enchantment. Whenever you put one or more counters on a permanent or player, all will be one deals that much damage to target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or planeswalker that opponent controls. The invasion tree broke through the blind eternities and sent Phyrexian perfection coursing across the multiverse. All will be one. And that's Nisa, by the way. The one that being nice. And it's a red card, which is weird. I mean, it's cost damage, direct damage, but in terms of like Eldritch Norn, Incubation Sack in foil and a Join the Community, which is a Phyrexian Beast. Nice. And you have a commander was born out of, at least on paper. If you have extra cards lying around, which is very normal if you buy a couple of boosters, you just need one of each and you can participate in a game of commander, and that's nice. You don't need to have like 4 copies of each for it to become competitive. So, and there is 100 cards, so like your deck is a lot more varied. You can actually have the same. You can have games between 2 decks or 4 decks multiple times, and the games not be the same at all. Mostly because of 100 cards, 100 different cards, and that's great. Oh, see, Izuri again, nice, and that's the whole point. That's great. You can do a lot with less, and you have to be like creative because it was as that video said, which I promise I will put the link. I don't remember the name of the person that did it, which is a shame. It's my bad, not theirs. Oh, nice. Phyrexia, Grand Unifier. This is like the alternate art. Great. The problem is that, as that video said, Wizards is now jumping on the bandwagon of like making not only commander decks but commander cards. And at the beginning it was like, oh, you have the Commander 2016 set, and now you have like 5 different sets of Commander decks in the same year, which is, I mean, just buy whatever interests you, like the Doctor Who decks that are coming. I don't even like Doctor Who, but that's a thing, I guess. So now it's like, that's the thing with Magic, right? Like the Commander felt like our thing, like, oh, everyone had, you grab the box of shoes that you had with Magic cards and you can do a deck, and it can like work because it's a casual format and whatever. You just need a legendary creature, and it felt very special. And Miglos Maze Crusher, interesting. I think I already popped this one. I'm not sure. And Vraska's Fall, just tragic moment. And hey, nice, Sethi Arcane Blade Master from the list. A legendary creature. Talking about legendary creatures, is a multi-kicker, which reminds me of the Chun-Li card, which I have feelings about that. I love a Street Fighter. I played Street Fighter with a passion, but I mean, I didn't bought those cards. I would like to get them, I guess, but at the same time, it's like, why is Chun-Li my Magic card? I don't know, mixed feelings. Nice. Tragic art, tragic moment, very good art. Kudos to Magali Villeneuve, sorry, I tried. But nowadays, since you can get any card and you can get any deck, Commander feels like a Christmas sweater, which is the point of that video, which is, yes, instead of everyone having, to swag their own that their grandma made, that was like, made with love and not much else. Is this poster all white? They, now it's like the corporations do their own ugly, ironically ugly Christmas sweater. And that's the same with Commander. It doesn't feel like yours anymore. It's like, well, you can just buy cards. And the worst part is not so much the decks, is when they do Commander specific cards that kind of, bend the game one way or the other. Hey, nice, the Eternal Wanderer. I play a lot with the Emperor card on Arena. I don't have any card from the Wanderer. Very nice. No more than one creature can attack the Eternal Wanderer each combat. She costs 4 to white and she has 5 loyalty. And exile up to one target artifact or creature, return that card to the battlefield under its owner control at the beginning of that player's next end step. +1. Oh, nice. That's kind of very good. 0, you create a white samurai. That's why we have so many samurai tokens. It's just because of her. With double strike, and -4 for each player, which is very Commander-like language. For each player, choose a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all creatures they control not chosen this way. Kind of a good board wipe. Nice. Very good card. Oops, I miscatalogued this and didn't realize. Canker Bloom, which is the card. I love it when this happens. And Dominarios. What the... In Ancient Dominaria, Urza and Serra will play Dominarios. It's like dominoes, I guess. Connect cards in the almost condensed way possible. Nice. And there's another game on the back, right? It's like the explanation. I don't know if other people do this on their time and Wizards just borrow with it, or I like to play the guys at R&D. They just get bored sometimes and they just come up with those games and they're like, hey, you know what we can do? We can play some dominoes with magic cards. Sure. Maybe those are ideas that come from the on sets, right? Like Unglued, On Space, etc. Noxious Assault. Nice. And regardless, I like Commander, so it's not like I'm here Commander's not the same. I prefer it. I think everyone does. It's kind of the most popular thing. But it doesn't feel as try hard or as demanding as other formats. I think that's why people like it a lot. And even Wizards helps with that. Hey, also a Commander card, talking about the Devil, and Sky Hunter Strike Force, which we got an art card for this. Nice. See, as long as you control your Commander, other creatures you control have melee. Or melee, I think it's melee. Which is funny because it has 2 E's, but whatever. So, nice. And White Sun's Twilight, which is right. And a Quicksilver Fisher in foil. And I forgot how many cards I have in my hand. And a card from the list, Mechanized Production. And I don't remember the name of the set because I'm old, but I know which set it is, but I can't remember the name. Very nice. Overall, the list cards are that's the true booster feeling. It's the nice treat at the end, that you are not counting, because let's be honest, that you're getting a token or something, or a publicity card. The publicity cards are the worst, by the way, because it's join Magic Arena. It's sure, but why don't you give me a code like Pokemon does or something? I know about Magic Arena is great. Bring the ending. Nice. The moment when he actually bleeds oil into the Silex. Very good. And you're getting a token. You're getting a. Is this? This feels like an anime style card, and it's not. Curious. That you're getting a rare or mythic, maybe multiple. Because of the box that you're getting a foil. So, yes, the question is which one. But surprises die this way. But when the fact that you can get a card from the list, and sometimes they are good cards, and you know, that's the real booster feeling right there. And well, the fact that Commander is not that demanding. Blade of Shared Souls, by the way. There is another blade. This one is a good blade. But there's a blade that is, you know, there are these mythic blades that are called the Blade of X and Y. And it's always two things that are associated with two colors. And they are kind of very broken, to be honest. And this set has one. I think it's red and green, maybe? I don't remember the colors, but it's something like that. Overall, I think that the draw splits, nice. I think that part of the magic here is that you can just do whatever deck you want and play. And like, I bought a couple of Commander decks, recent ones. They feel great. Like they just work. But they feel like cheating sometimes. Obviously, you're not insta winning, but because I mean, I seen some Commander decks online that's like, my god, like there's a dinosaurs one that I think is like, I don't know, the value of the. My friend told me like, oh, if you put all the cards together, it costs like $500. I was like, oh, okay. And we played online in a proxy online thing, and wow, that deck was dangerous. I don't. There's no pre-con deck that works similar to that. Oh, nice. Necrogen Rot Priest. Haven't seen this art. Interesting. Very nice. And the Tablet of Completion, which we already got in the pre-release, I think. And an Eccentric. Hey, nice. Another one from the list. And talking about the fairies being the one that saves everyone, the Fairies Veil Legacy style. Actually, this is, I don't know, need to see which set is this. Enchantment. Whenever any creature you control attacks, it faces out at the end of combat. I don't like to speak ill of walkers, but just what did the fairy think he was doing? Nice. Overall, the Commander decks also feel like one of the good products from Wizards. Maybe in the last sets, I think most of them are very good decks and very good home runs overall. Like, because that's the thing. If they can give you a good deck for the price, even though the MSRP, well, you know, it's not clear anymore, but they can give you a good deck for the price because they only need to give you one copy of each. And, you know, Commander is a casual format, so no one is going to die about that. And you can't do anything with one card, so whatever. And since there is only one copy of each, it's not like you're going to buy 4 Commander decks, although some people do, but to have like a playset of something. So they just put good cards in the Commander deck. And hey, nice, Vraska, talking about the devil and her tragedy. Vraska, Betrayal's Sting, which is a great phrase for her. And she's one of the completed planeswalkers, which means that you can pay with life. You can't pay much with life compared to others, but still. You draw a card and you lose 1 life, proliferate, so for 0. Target creature -2, target creature becomes a treasure artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, and add 1 mana of any color, and loses all the card types, and -9, wow, the ultimate. If target player has fewer than 9 poison counters, they get a number of poison counters equal to the difference. So, nice. There is a trick to this one. Like, if you see this card, you may be thinking, weird, how do I increase her loyalty? Well, with 0, which is proliferate. This is kind of a tricky one. You draw a card, you lose 1 life because black, and then proliferate means that you can actually put 1 more counter on her, so it's actually a +1 in disguise. Maybe for a seasoned player, it's kind of obvious, but it had to be pointed to me because I was looking at the card like, this is like a 1-use card or 1-time use or what? It's like, nope. So that's one of the things I love about Magic a lot. It's like a very complex set of multiplication. Oh, nice. Talking about the, and this is signed as well. Nice, interesting. Braska, Betrayal, Sting. So this is the alter art for that card. Nice. I don't dislike that one, but this one slaps. By Sansyu. Obviously, you can tell I'm biased with Japanese art. I like manga and anime and all this stuff. So, like, yeah, obviously, I'm like, yeah, nice. Maybe a more traditional Magic player is like, no, and that's perfectly respectable. So, in the case of Magic: The Gathering and the Commander decks. Yeah, you can just you can have very good cards. Oh, nice, full art, because no one cares. Quotation marks. That's why it allows you to have more bang for your buck. It's a land, full art. Is a interstap on less kind of land. Nice. There's another card which is Venerated Rod Priest, toxic. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. Interesting. And it's very cheap. Is not the cheapest, but very cheap. Infectious Bite. And a card from the list. Nice. Thran War Machine. Echo. During your next upkeep, after this permanent comes under your control, pay its casting cost or sacrifice it. Sorry. Thran War Machine attacks each turn if able, and it's a 4/5. Very nice. Put in the lace cards. I still have some boosters. I am very slow. How long are we going? 1 hour now. By now. Okay. Maybe I need to accelerate a little bit. Sorry, it's just this is my vibe. Normally I open this type of packs. What is this? Luka Bound to Ruin. Oh, okay, but the Japanese alternative. Yeah, Fujisawa. Interesting. Oh, this is when he's already merged with the thing. Ah, nice. Normally when I open packs or I sleeve decks or something, I normally do it with a video in the background, maybe a podcast or something. So I guess that's my hope, is that this works like that for other people. Maybe if you are working or studying or something and you're the type of person that actually likes to have someone talking in the background, maybe this hits the point. Maybe I'm not the most eloquent because I'm trying to do two things at the same time, and but we're trying. Hey, Simba. Kemba Ka Enduring. First time I saw this card, I was like, this is a Lion King pun, because two on the nose. Necrogen Rod Priest in foil. Sorry, this is a multicolor. And see, this is the thing that is like, oh, this is a companion. It's like, this is useful. Then I talk. At least do this, like publicity on one side or like advertisement, and then a token, so like at least can use it for something. If you just put publicity, it's like, why do I want that card? Like, I mean, the art ones, they at least they have a purpose. They are art cards, but the others, I don't. Oh, nice. The one person that opens packs and is like more excited about the art cards than actually the rares and the mythics. The Hunter Maze, nice. Hey, nice, very very nice. I love these lands. Terramorphic Expanse, Hexgold Slash, which is very useful if you're playing red. Regarding Phyrexia, that's the thing. I love the contrast. Like, they are obviously the bad guys. They're very invasive in their ways. They are very dangerous. They are bad, objectively bad, but they don't think they are at all. Monument to Perfection. Talking about that, right? They believe they are perfect. And Argentum Masticore, so 2 artifacts. Both Phyrexia. Nice. Gotta love it. And the good old combo that is a rebel. I was saying, I think it was in the pre-release that, oh, we don't have enough rebels. I think I have enough rebels to start a rebellion myself. So, and a drone, which I think is the first drone that I get. The Dominus, right? Yeah, the Dreadnought Carnage Dominus. Very nice. Some planes. Also interested into knowing people's opinion about, you know, Secret Lair and all those variants. I remember when trying to get into this, trying to get back into Magic, I was kind of taken by surprise because I started to consider it around Brothers War, right? So Brothers War is a very weird set. I have a couple of things to open from it just because I bought it out of, you know, like, let's see what this is, because yeah. But I don't like the logo from Brothers War. It's very weird. Like I don't really, the set doesn't click with me. Oh, Sunslayer. Glissa Sunslayer. Also another tragic story because she was Glissa's Sunseeker and it went bad. And Gleeful Demolition. So all the goblins jump around singing "Don't Stop Believing" because it's very Glee. And a drone. I think it's the only drone I got so far. I don't know which card uses drones or generates drones, but whatever. We have 4 to go. This is number 4, and this is the longest unboxing in history. So if you either like my voice or you are like you are just clicking the video to just move forward. The Red Sun, which is very nice. The lands, and overall, I think that Brothers War is a very weird set. The Transformers thing, I mean, I don't know if they should be in a set. The rest, nice. I understand it when they started a Secret Lair because it's like a thing that you seek yourself and it's like for collectors. And although it's not the cheapest thing in the world, also the astrology lands collection, I was like, man, I want that because I like all things like astrology and stars. Like I don't believe in any of that, but I like the mythology behind it. The Green Sun's Twilight. I think I have almost all Twilight. I think I'm missing the black. And overall, and a Phyrexian Might. See, mites are all over the place. Sometimes they are nice. Sometimes they look like the Eva series from Evangelion. Sometimes they look like small dog spiders kind of thing. Overall, I have mixed feelings with the whole Secret Lair thing. I don't necessarily like. I mean, I wanted the astrology lands, and they were so expensive for like not much bang for my buck. So there is that. It wasn't very useful, including the Transformers cards. I mean, I like Transformers. I was raised on that, but are Magic players taking anything from that? I mean, what's the point? I saw a card with Optimus Prime, and I was I wet my pants. But where does it fit and why? I get it. It's a marketing ploy, and you try to get people that don't play Magic into Magic, but Copperline Gorge, nice. I kind of like this. I don't have strong feelings against this. Oh, 3 rares? Nice. Rabask Forge, very nice. And one that is special art and foil, like all the whole big combo. Evolved Spinoderm. Sorry, this is red, by the way. Sometimes I get focused on the nice. The Phyrexia Might. And this is the second to last. Ooh, all will be one. And, sign art card. Love it. I love these things. Sorry, I don't know what's the community reaction to those cards, but I mean, maybe they when they were introduced, they were like, oh, just give us a real card or something. I don't know, but I look at them and I'm like, man, I love this. And you can actually use them as separators when you're organizing your cards and stuff. I don't know, I like it. I bought like 2 boxes of this, so we'll buy more depending on. This is like a fun thing to do. I'm trying to look for some cards, maybe giving away some, because there is a point you only need so many, right? Like there's a point where having like 12 copies of the same card is just ridiculous. Oh, nice, Archfiend of the Dross. Is an oil machine, never like 100% accurate. Mirror Convert, which is actually, we already have one. Weird coincidence. And say, welcome to Arena. This is the type of card that really triggers me. It's like, what are we getting? Like, what's the thing here? Like Arena or whatever you want to call it. Like, what are we getting from this? Like, what's this? Like, again, like not shame on these drawings, because this drawing is okay, but like, what's up? Like, that's no value. And the last booster. So let's see. Everyone has a ritual for like the booster or the last booster. We can already see that we have a list card at the end, so spoilers. Let's see. The Goblin Party. It's like, oh, now that this last booster, you are rushing it. Love you. So complete devotion or complete. I don't know how you pronounce this version of complete. Sorry, I need to recheck the video for magic. Motor Rebuke, Planar Disruption, Hazardous Blast, Paladin of Predation, Venomous Brutalizer, which is kind of a card, not too good, too bad. Expand the Sphere, Barrel Spawning, Sinew Dancer, and let's see the party, Ichor Moon Gauntlet. Planeswalker you control have 0 Proliferate and -12. Take an extra turn after this one. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose a counter on target permanent, put an additional counter on that permanent. Nice. This seems like a bait card, to be honest. Like, it seems like, oh, 0 Proliferate, that's nice, but and -12 an extra turn. Like, I read once that having extra turns is not as good as it looks, because it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, put extra mana, like extra lands, like whatever. And this is like the last good card from this set. And Transplant Theorist and Crumbling Colossus from Magic 12, from 2012. Which is a decent card. Fun fact: this card, this set was like empty box. By the way, Blue Letters, which is the one thing that I think is blue. The one thing that Mark Rosewater wanted to change from the back of the cards was the color, because it's blue, and I think he said that yellow was the color that he liked the most for that, but you can't change the back otherwise. Although if you play competitively, you are demanded to use sleeves, so I don't know. But yeah, basically this was the box. Long story short, I mean, it was not the best of boxes. It was an okay box. We got a couple of interesting things, a couple of gets. In terms of art cards, it was amazing, but but in terms of like proper cards, proper like beasts and stuff like that, not too much. Just a couple of planeswalkers here and there, like very normal, not any crazy pull. For me, my personal crazy pull of the day is Urza's Saga, just because it's a card that I was like, man, I wish I got this, just because me being me. And I got it, and I wasn't even expecting it because I didn't check the list before opening the set, so it's like, yay. But I don't know. Let's see. I will check the others. I don't know if I will put in the screen, I guess, like the more expensive one at the time of opening this. But overall, very good. Again, if you want a specific card, just buy the card. If you want to have fun, sure, but I would recommend draft to open stuff with friends. I think it's more reasonable. And yeah, just have fun. And this was me again with Packs and Recreation. Hoping you had a good time in a very long unboxing of a box of Magic cards. And let me know what you thought and what can I do to improve and what things you like the most. If maybe I should improve something or change the layout, just let me know. Whatever it makes it pleasurable for you as well. If I need to talk like this the entire video to make it more, ASMR for you, or just more, better for your enjoyment, just let me know. And I can just change the entire style of narration so that you have a better experience. And yeah, thank you. See you next time. And play with your friends. Play online, but play, or at least collect, enjoy it. You need to buy cards to enjoy it. You can proxy them, you can play online. Just have fun and get into the lore, get into the art. And welcome to The Gathering. See you next time. Bye.